Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in a bag of a can. With the big and round world and the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. It's a popcorn world. It's a popcorn world.
Now it's time for Believe in the ACC with our starting lineup. From Florida State, number 17, Charlie Ward. From Morehead State University, number 50, Lloyd Stan. And from Murray State University, number 2, Kendrick Haskett. Get ready for the best sports show about the ACC in all the land. Believe in the ACC starts now.
You know it. All the technical difficulties this morning, we had them all. Pick one. We apologize for the delay if you're watching this live, but we are finally here. We made it somehow. I don't know how, but we did it.
The miracle of God.
Oh, my God. Facebook is tripping this morning like they own one. Jeez. All right, we made it. That's Kendrick Haskins. He's high on Miami love right now.
See, I'm cooler than Freddie Jackson sipping a milkshake in the snowstorm.
That's cool. That's cool. The only thing cooler than that is ice cold. That's the only thing cooler than what you are right now. So shout out to you, man. I'm Lloyd Spence. This is Believe in the ACC and Pressing the Pros because we mashing up because that guy has to get out of town. He's got to go somewhere. He's going to Emenito Miami, you know? Headed out, he's going to check on a team that we love and that is, I guess you could say they're back. They really are back. The U is back, sort of.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I mean, see if they can keep it consistent because they're losing a lot off of this year's team.
Listen, the U is back for the day. And they are back, and they are now. First of all, let's start with this. There's not a person on planet Earth that predicted Miami was going to the national championship game. I don't know anybody who's outside of Dade County. Now, maybe in Dade County they had all the fields. Like shout out to Dan Lebertard, who probably said, "Oh yeah, for sure we're back." You know, but other than that,
Dan's weird about it. Mike Ryan on that show, he's been touting the U is back all season. You got to give him credit because even when they lost those games, he was still saying they'll be all right. Dan's kind of like lukewarm. Yeah, depends on how warm it is in Miami that day. Ironically, speaking of the Levitard show, you know I'm a big fan of that show.
You are
the hotel I'm staying in is the hotel where they do that show at.
Look at God. God is all over it this morning. He's fixing our sound and he's fixing our streaming issues. He's putting you in the right hotel. This is a good day. I finally got the coach I want. This is a good day in America. In America. So we're gonna get into all of that here. But let's talk about how we got here. We got here because of two things. Number one, Miami wrote a big check last summer. It said, Carson Beck, we need you. We are tired of coming up short on our quarterback. We thought we had one. We did have one last year, but we didn't have the other pieces. We need another quarterback to push through this year. They signed Carson Beck. He was he was enough. We're not gonna say he was great, huh?
He was enough. But you know what?
Yeah.
In that Ole Miss game, he did what they paid him for. He got him down the field on that final drive. Now they tried their best to give the game back.
Oh, yeah. Listen. One thing that you can say about Carson Beck this season is that he did not tank when they needed him most so far.
Yeah, he showed up in a big moment.
Yeah, last year for Georgia, totally different situation.
Georgia, he gets a lot of blame for Georgia last year, but Georgia's offense was very good last year.
Yeah, that wasn't all his fault.
And it's bared out that the SEC is not what the SEC thinks it is, and hasn't been for a couple of years now.
You don't say. That's shocking to hear you say that the SEC could be overrated.
No, stunning.
It's stunning. What I don't know. George Sankey is not happy this morning. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I want to say this, and this is what makes this really interesting to me. Shout out to the playoff committee. They could have gone another way.
Yeah, they could have messed it up.
But they somehow saved the SEC from themselves.
Yes, they saved the ACC from their clown ways.
And despite the ACC's strong, active movement into futility, still, the ACC comes out like shining like a bed of roses. They're in the championship game once again.
You still have Notre Dame people whining. It's crazy.
Well, Notre Dame people are going to whine because that's just what they do. And the levels of delusion that they live through on a day-to-day basis is stunning.
Now the thing is, we're the last team to beat Indiana. And
when?
You mean them last
year? When did that happen? Last year? I was going to say last year?
In the playoff last year. Right. The quarterback wasn't Mendoza.
Right. Congratulations.
They're weird. Then I had
some they gotta say something.
I had a couple former players that live here. They're saying that Notre Dame wasn't going after the ACC about it. I was like, they were. Yeah. They had a press conference talking about how they're mad at the ACC for showing the Miami game over and over again.
Literally mentioned the name. That's how that press conference went. They didn't say the unknown conference. They said the ACC.
Right. All about my name.
Illusions. Yeah. So does this put the ACC back in the national conversation as power conferences now? Because I'm torn. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the most torn I've been rooting for a national championship game in a long time, because the loyalty in me wants the ACC to win this thing. Mm-hmm. I adore Indiana. I adore them. I adore Coach Signetti. I just think this is just one of the best stories in college football history. To see, talk about worst to first, Jesus. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's got to be the best college football story ever. I mean, this is a team. Yeah. Indiana is one of the losingest teams in all the P5 school conferences, And in 2 years for them to be in a national championship game, it's unbelievable. And he's already restocking for next year because he got Hoover from TCU to come next season. And so just the way they play, I mean, you never feel like the moment's too big for this team. And it's crazy to say when it's a team that's never been here, but this team has never been here. And so, but like the same goes for Miami, because Miami has a tradition, but it's been so long since Miami's been here that like none of these kids were alive, or if they were alive, they were little kids last time Miami was on this stage. No. And so
not one of these teams has ever seen a good Miami team until now.
Right.
Like, because what it 2000? When at the last one?
The year they lost to Ohio State. What was that? That may have been 05.
I thought that was 2000. Maybe it was long. Maybe it was after that. But listen,
if it's a kid on the field that was old enough, they're not old enough to remember it. No,
it was the McGahee year, right?
Yeah, when they had McGahee, Portis, and Gore.
Yeah, I want to say that's 2000. I could be wrong.
No, it wasn't Ed Reed. No, it was Sean Taylor was on that team.
Put it like this: there are guys who have retired from the NFL the last time that this team.
I think most of those guys have retired from the NFL.
I think you're right. I think you're exactly right. It's crazy to think that this is where we are, but this is where we are. So now. Maybe, I don't know. Because it's a weird dichotomy that we have in this situation. Because technically, it was the college football playoff committee that decided that the ACC needed to be in this situation, not the ACC. The ACC did nothing to help Miami whatsoever. And so
they campaigned for him. They did campaign for him.
They campaigned, well, in the ninth hour when there were no other options, they showed up and said, hey, we do have this one team that's pretty good. But I think it does put the ACC, at least makes people take them somewhat seriously now. Or does Miami stand alone? Is Miami a standalone? Like, it's, there are standalone teams in the ACC and, Miami's one of those.
Well, it's one of those things where the blue bloods of the conference, even though I wouldn't, outside of them in Florida State and Clemson, the ACC needs Miami to maintain and for Clemson and Florida State to rise back to where they were. Way, because we love Louisville, we're from Louisville and all that, but it's Miami, Clemson, and Florida State.
Those are the names. Yeah.
If those threes can return to prominence, then the ACC will start getting more respect.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Big Ten and the SEC, literally, it's only about 4 or 5 teams good in each one of those conferences.
Right.
And so if the ACC can get it up to the 3 main teams, and then you throw in a Louisville and Georgia Tech or whoever, Virginia Tech. If Virginia Tech gets good again, especially with James Franklin, they have a named coach, that'll raise the ACC. How they look, their standing, and how they look to the rest of the country. So if those 3 teams in Virginia Tech and Louisville can be consistently good, then I think the ACC's prestige will rise.
Well, it's interesting. Indiana actually saved probably the Big 12 or the Big 10 and the SEC, because they've been loud and wrong all season long. Those 2 main conferences,
because they control everything,
right? Because they can control everything. And had Indiana not been as good as they are, it's not unreasonable to think that we wouldn't have had any. Like, Oregon's okay, but Oregon has proven that they are beatable. Now, turns out the team that could beat them was Indiana, but but it's funny to me. You look at Louisville. At its peak, had they stayed healthy. Now the big if in the Louisville thing is Miller Moss. Had Miller Moss been far more consistent than he was, it's not unreasonable to think that Louisville could have been in this game. It's they had all the other pieces, like everything was there, and so now that there's a regroup of sorts, I'm very curious to see where this is headed. because I struggle. I've struggled with this question the last couple of days about, like you said, is the U really back? Can they keep it consistent, or is this just a portal thing? And right now, with the portal closing tomorrow,
thank goodness.
Literally, oh my God, thank goodness. You are preaching, boy. You are preaching. I'm so sick of this thing. If my phone goes off one more time, it has been 14 days of hell right now. It's like it's just every other day. But with that being said, Louisville, phenomenal job in the portal, which everybody came in. That situation was so weird because it started off bad. Like it was, and I'm not sure why. Did you ever find out, or did you? Maybe you probably haven't had time because you got 1,000. You are the sports director, not just Louisville. So, did you ever get any inkling as to why there was such an exodus out of Louisville at the time?
It's just a
weird situation.
It's just the times they live in. A lot of them came back, and then their numbers were no worse. They were like middle of the pack for everybody else in the country of teams.
Yeah, with exits. Yeah.
It's just we're around it more, so we saw the Louisville guys more leaving. But every team in the country is dealing with this. Just the times we live in. But the biggest getting transfer portal was of course the guy that they kept, and Isaac Brown.
Right.
So I actually saw him at the U of L game on Saturday, and so keeping him is their biggest get. And him and Clev getting Clev to come back for another year is huge because I think Clev could have gone on to the NFL, but having him back and having Isaac Brown back in the fold, then they got the kid from Ohio State at quarterback, and so they took care of their business, and
they did.
Losing players is just part of it these days.
Yeah, look, you're gonna lose players. That's part of it. But the goal is to try to hold on to as many as you can and hold on to the key ones, which I think Louisville did that. Virginia Tech came out of this thing very, very well. They're like 5th in the transfer portal ranking. And I'm using On3 as kind of like the On3 to me is the one that's probably shout out to On3. They probably are as on it as anybody, no pun intended. But they're pretty accurate as to up to the minute type stuff. Virginia did well, looking at all ACC teams. Virginia did well. As far as Clemson finally decided to get in the game, which is interesting. But I think that may have been a mandate from above, though, because at some point you can't keep having 7-4 seasons, and they probably said that they probably had a coming to Jesus meeting and was like, "Hey, man, you gotta stop."
Yeah, they're getting passed up by everyone else in the conference.
Yes, and ridiculously passed up. Like they went from being a juggernaut to another team. And that's not good for the ACC. Yeah, you know what I mean? They may have taken.
They need Clemson up there.
Well, I was thinking the president of the president of Clemson, and the athletic director and the commissioner of the ACC all probably took Dabo out to lunch and said, "Hey, man, come on, come on, man, you're killing us, man. You're killing us, Smalls. You're killing us. You're killing us." So. It's they need Clemson. It's not a good ACC when Clemson is just mediocre, and so I don't know if what they've done will fix anything. We'll see, but Clemson needs to at least make its way to the other side of the ledger and at least be more competitive than they have been. They got a gaping hole at quarterback right now. I'm not sure what they're going to do.
I haven't heard about them getting anybody in the portal.
And I have not heard that there was a portal fix. So Dabo traditionally likes to go find a 5-star and groom that 5-star to being great.
But wasn't their backup decent though? Wasn't their backup okay when he came in for Klubnik this year? It seems like he was all right.
It seems like he was wasn't horrible. Yeah, it's hard to know because the games that he came in, they were blowouts anyway. So it's hard to really look at a guy when he's in.
Well, he came in for Klubnik missed some time from
Klubnik got hurt once or twice, right? But I don't think Klubnik missed any crucial game, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. My memory as it relates to Clemson right now is foggy, but I thought the kid came in for some. I'll say chalk. That's the nicest way to say this. Games that were very winnable for Clemson. I don't remember the kid coming in for crucial games. I think Klubnik was there for every quote unquote crucial game that they had.
So we're talking about Chris Vizina. He was 45 of 71 for 406 yards. 45 for 71, 406 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception, sacked 4 times.
That's not awful.
So
that's not awful.
That had to be a full game.
That's not awful.
No.
That's not awful. Regardless of the competition that he played, that's not awful. So if he could just be obviously there's a learning curve because he'll be the one probably taking over for next year as of right now. So there's a learning curve, and we'll figure and the Clemson will figure out what that learning curve looks like. I personally
real quick, he started their SMU game.
That's not nothing.
And they lost 35-24, but he was 29 of 42 for 317 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's not nothing.
That's pretty good.
Not nothing. SMU was a decent team. So that's not nothing. So they may be okay going into next year. I don't know what the rest of the roster looks like, but they may be okay. But it's going to be interesting. Right now, the L3 has Indiana ranked number 1. Texas Tech is spending bread right now, people. Let me be very clear. Yeah. Texas Tech is saying, the old saying, money can't buy me love. That's not true for Texas. Texas Tech right now is saying that's not true for the state of Texas. Texas Tech is number 2 on 3. Texas A&M is number 3. So the state of Texas right now is spending all the money. Houston is number 6. just to give you an idea of where Texas as a state is. They are trying to buy their way back into relevancy. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the transfer portal. But thank God it's almost over. The madness is just about done here. Other big news that is not probably being talked about and not enough, but I would imagine as the weekend evolves, it will be because it is a big deal. Right now, we are currently at 12 spots for the college football playoff, but a vote is going to go down as early as I think tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Is
it tomorrow or is it today?
It's tomorrow or Saturday.
It's this week.
It's sometime this weekend. They're going to have a vote. Mm-hmm. And the discussion between the SEC and the Big Ten and the others is how we are listed at right now, is that if the Big Ten, I hope I say this right, if the Big Ten can get on board, I'm sorry. Yes, if the Big Ten can get on board is it the Big Ten that needs to get on board or the SEC needs to get on board with 24?
I think it's the SEC that needs to get on board. I think the Big Ten's for it. I think the SEC is the one that needs to get on board.
Okay, one of them has to get on board. I think Kendrick is right. One of them has to get on board with 24 for 2028. If that happens, then next year we go to 16.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me just be very clear about how I feel about this, and I'll look down the barrel of the gun. This is dumb as hell. Like I don't understand why we're doing this. Like 24 teams. The only thing
the 24 is going to be mostly SEC and Big Ten schools.
Without question. But let me say this. There's only one good thing about the 24. One, it probably fixes the calendar.
Yeah.
Because you have to. You have to fix the calendar. It all has to be over by the second or the second week in January at this point.
Well, really, with the calendar, it's a simple fix though. All you have to do is just push the transfer portal till after the season.
No. It is a simple fix. You are 1,000% correct. But in their minds, we don't know what to do with the calendar. We have to have it. Whatever. This would fix that because now, and 16 will kind of fix it because now 16, you're off probably a week in December, and then you got to start. You got to start the games to get it over before the NFL playoffs get ramped up and all the other stuff happens. So 16 and 24 will fix the calendar. The craziness though is, why do we need 24 teams? So basically the entire top 25 minus one is going to make the playoffs.
Right. Which makes the conference championship games even more irrelevant.
That's where I was headed. So that's over, right? That has
they'll keep doing it. They'll keep doing it because it's a money grab. That's the only reason why they had conference championship games exist in the first place. It's a money grab. Because
I don't know if I played.
IU Ohio State was number 1 versus number 2, and was the most irrelevant game of a conference championship game because both of them were going to get in anyway.
Right.
I guess
I don't know if I'd play. I don't know if I'd play if I was doing it. Like, what's the benefit?
I know. There's none. There's no benefit in playing. I mean, Miami, for example. Miami didn't play in the ACC championship.
Miami didn't play. They worked out for them. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm the ACC, I'd have to evaluate it. If this goes to 16 and ultimately to 24, I don't know if I'd keep this game going. There's no benefit in that. The only thing that can happen is that go horribly bad. I.e. Thomas Castellanos. Not Thomas Castellanos. Jordan Travis, right?
But he was hurt before that, though.
Well, he did, but what I'm saying is you're only opening up the door for somebody to get injured or something to go wrong in that. Or God forbid, if you're the ACC, your team lose like a Louisville who loses that game, and you come into that weekend with the potential to get a top 7 position, and you end up 15th or, God forbid, out because they don't value the ACC. It's just no real benefit to playing this game anymore. Like, I don't know what you do with this.
It's a money grab. So until a team is like, no, we're not playing in it, they're going to keep doing it because it's a money grab. That's the only reason why they have that. That's the only reason why conference tournaments exist in college basketball. Because it's you get money from. If you think about it, why do we play a whole regular season and get a conference champion only for that team, especially for your mid-major, for that team to lose in the conference championship and then miss the tournament?
100%.
Stupid.
100%. I agree with that. Okay. All right. So that's all the college football news. My guy, Kendrick, like I said, will be covering this game for his wonderful organization, Wave 3 TV, and you'll be able to see him and follow him. He'll be streaming live, I guess. Not the whole weekend, but part of the weekend.
We'll be on our regular air at 11 every night on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Saturday we have the NFL, so I think we're streaming, and then Monday we have the NBA all day because we're NBC, so we have the MLK Day, so everything will be streaming on Monday. So
wherever you have a computer,
wave3.com.
Wave3.com. Check out Kendrick. He'll be there. He's funny. He's hilarious. He's a good time. So check him out. He'll have some surprises there, I'm sure. He's very creative. He'll get some good interviews and stuff. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time.
We'll have fun.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else college football related? I think that's pretty much it. There's nothing else.
Right now it's just the portal and the championship. That's it.
Oh, I can't wait for that to be over. God, are there any expected surprises in the portal? Who's left? That's a good question. I don't even know who's left in the portal. I think pretty much everybody's made their decisions that are the top guys.
Yeah, the top guys are out of there, but it's still some. The one kid that cracks me up is TJ Finley because he's on like his 7th school.
Oh my God.
Yes.
You know,
and 7th school because he's been to a different school every year. He's never stayed at a school for more than a year.
at some point, that's got to be addressed. Like, Jesus, come on, man. 7, like, no disrespect to the Chambliss kid who I adore. I think that kid is awesome. I love his story. I love his journey. Fair. It's time. It's time. You got to go. Like, you got to go.
Yes, it's time to go to the real world.
It's okay. Matter of fact, I think you're going to do well. I think if you go and be what I think you're capable of being in the combine, I think you're going to be surprised at how people respond. Like, he's not bad. Like, I think he's scared of the other. Go ahead.
He's not bad, but he's still in college for a reason.
No, I agree. It's not. I'm not saying he's going to set the world on fire, but I think he can find a place on a roster somewhere as a backup, learning and growing. Practice squad, like
get to the practice squad. Practice squad is good money for a couple of years, and
listen,
anyway, at least get you started.
It ain't what you're gonna make it. Ole Miss, I agree, but you gotta go. Like, you can't just stay forever, dude. Like, what's going on? Like, some point you gotta go. All right. Because this is pressing, huh?
Where did he end up? I don't think it was Ole Miss, was it?
Who?
Finley.
Oh, that's a good question. I have the players here right now. Let's see. Finley ended up at, I thought I had it. Let's see. Let me just type his name. It's so much easier to just type his name.
I got it right here.
You got it?
I can't figure out what this mascot is on here. But he has been at LSU, Auburn, another school that I don't recognize. Looks like Coastal Carolina, Western Kentucky, Georgia State.
Yeah, I don't know. This is confusing on 3 as well. So I don't know how to interpret this. What is this?
Incarnate Word. That's where he is.
Is that where he's at? Yeah. Well, I should have recognized that. Because shout out to Byron Lusby, our good friend Byron Lusby. His daughter plays there right now. So yeah, Incarnate Word is that's an interesting logo, by the way. It's a weird logo. But yeah. Okay, so as much as I want to go to the real news that I care about today, we will do Preston Pros first.
Go ahead and get it out the way.
There's no. There's time.
Is this gonna be a shout out?
No. There's other stuff. We're gonna put that in other stuff. But before we get to that, first, oh man, look at this. Look at
that coat.
Hold on. Let's take a moment to appreciate. Now, is that because it's cold or are you just stunting? What's going on, Charlie Ward? You look good, sir. I like that coat.
It's cool here. Thank you.
It's
cool here.
What does that mean? Cool. Like, what does that mean? Because it's 30 here.
Yeah.
It's 28.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're probably there. It's probably cold. It's cool here. It's like 43 degrees. So
it ain't that much warmer there than it is here.
I guess you can say it's cold.
It's cold for y'all.
It's cool. It's cooler than you all.
Sit back, Hendrick. Is it cooler than Freddie Jackson sipping on a milkshake in a snowstorm? You know Freddie Jackson is, right, Charlie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know who Freddie Jackson is.
Okay.
I didn't live underneath the rock.
I just didn't know R&B proclivities. That's what I was really hinting towards. Yeah. You may not have been a Freddie Jackson. Some people are Freddie Jackson people. Some people are Luther people. Like they don't always.
How can you not? How can you not be both? I mean, if you grew up during that time, you had both of their videos on,
Yeah.
BT videos.
Listen, Saturday mornings in my house both got equal playing time. Like my mom was blasting both of those at the. Sometimes it felt like she was blasting them at the same time. I was like, Mom, you gotta do it like that. I don't know if this is healthy, but she, yeah.
I remember seeing Freddie Jackson at the state fair.
Yeah. Oh, you saw Freddie Jackson at the state win this year?
No. Actually, it was the state fair before my freshman year in college, so it was 93.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Charlie, the ACC made it to the championship game. Can you believe it?
Yes, because you only need one good team to do it.
You only need one.
That's what I keep trying to tell people. Like people keep talking about the ACC this and ACC that, and all you need is one good, solid team,
Right.
And when you have one, then they didn't even win the championship, which was crazy to believe. But it's really no different than any SEC team that doesn't win the championship, their own conference championship, and then they end up running the table or making it all the way to the finals. So I just keep talking about all these different conferences and who's the dominant and who top to bottom. At the end of the day, you have more teams in, you have a better chance to get somebody, for in the championship game and also to win it.
Yeah.
But the conference, I think they all, when we start talking about equal, it depends on who's looking at what. But it's, to me, every conference has good teams, mediocre teams, and bad teams.
Yes.
And so you can shape it however you want to look at it to say who's the strongest and all that. But that's what you're going to have every year. You're going to have top tier teams, mediocre teams, and then you're going to have your bad teams. And so I'm just happy that Miami has made this run. But the other thing is, I think it's good that outside of Indiana, they're kind of messing up the curve here when it comes to buy teams, making it or playing. And but Miami is another byproduct of playing the first week, playing multiple games to get to where they are today. So if you're in the future, you probably want to be one of those teams playing in the first week.
Well, Charlie, if the vote goes down the way we think it's going to go this weekend, and I fully expect it to go down exactly the way that it's been predicted to go down. According to all the reports, and shout out to Heather Dinage at ESPN, it looks like we're going to 16 next year because we're going to 24 in 2028. What are your thoughts towards the jump from 12 to 24 in the next 2 years? And 16 next year?
Well, of course, they're going to have to do some with their regular season. We're getting to a point now where we're playing 15 games or 16 games or however long it is.
It's an NFL season. It's about to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now if you're adding more games to the playoffs, then they're going to have to do something about the season. As far as games are concerned, if you start adding more teams. And I understand the thought process behind it. And I don't know if it would be any different when it comes to like the results at the end, because you're still going to have your teams that are good for the year, whatever that year is.
Yeah.
But I guess it opens up the door for more teams to say we made the playoffs for recruiting and dollars, which is also a good thing if the money is there to be had for a first round playoff team. From a player's perspective, hopefully they're getting a share of the playoff money, which would be great. If I know they're going to start to work that deal out. I know if I was a player and I was part of the players union in a sense, I don't say players union, but represent I would be asking for a share of playoff money, because that's another way to be able to, get some resources for the student athlete. And that should be across the board, not just for football, but for all the sports. When it comes to making the playoffs and, representing your university. So I'm here for that part, if it's going to benefit the student athlete for playing more games, in the sense of, this sense, football.
We got to think about the reports that the ACC is letting Miami keep all of their money instead of spreading it out amongst the rest of the conference like, every other conference does.
So I think there should be a portion that they share with. It should be a larger portion for Miami to keep, and then a smaller portion for them to share as they represent the ACC, because that's part of like representing your conference,
right?
And what have you. So I don't think they should share, a huge portion, but it should be something.
Yeah.
I think fear is a strong motivator. And everybody knows that, like you said earlier, Kendrick, the three brands in the conference are Miami, Florida State, Clemson. If any of those three brands decides, you know what, maybe we should try something else, or maybe we should do something different, because we're tired of going through this year-to-year thing about the playoffs and whether or not we are worthy or not. If those three brands decide to abdicate the ACC has a real problem. So the ACC is saying, we got to figure this out. Because, again, let's go back to something that we all know. This ESPN deal lasts till how long? 2033, 35, something like that, some crazy number like that. So I get it. I get why the commissioner's doing it. It's not a good look conference-wide, but does it solve maybe a little bit of the problem and help the U come all the way back? Maybe.
So is Indiana sharing some of their profit with the Big Ten?
Yeah.
They don't have the same
point.
problem. Yeah, they don't have the same problem.
I totally understand it. I'm just saying they should share something. I'm not saying it be 30% or whatever the deal is that they normally share. I think it should be a portion just to give back to the conference. And that's just my thoughts. I know Miami will look. I mean, they're grateful for it. The deal, and I don't think that would deter them if they were going to give something back, because they were planning to probably give whatever the portion was back to the conference, because that was the norm.
Yeah. I think this is just placating. Like we're just trying to make everybody feel good about themselves, and please don't leave us. I'll do whatever you want. Just don't leave us. Okay.
But maybe that was part of the deal that they got out of FSU, the FSU and Virginia, TV or whatever that deal was that they were talking about or went through. Maybe this is something that came out of this whole thought process of, well, maybe we should help them. If they made it this far, maybe we should help them keep going. But I don't know.
Yeah. Lost Kendrick for a second, but I'm sure he'll be right back. So we'll get him in just a minute. While I got you here, man, you're headed this way. Are you excited about because you guys you won the last game, right? Am I right about that?
Yes, we won our last two home games. So
you bit of a winning streak going on here.
Yeah, so we're playing an Arkansas Pine Bluff team that's pretty good. Yeah.
I was gonna say
Uh,
technically they're leading the conference right now. That's probably more about the amount of wins that they have than maybe how good they are. We don't know. I guess we don't. They may be good. They look like they're pretty good.
yeah, they have a really good team.
Yeah.
So we'll come up there and compete just like we always do. But they have some really good players. They don't play a lot of guys, but the guys that they do play are pretty solid. Good coaching. So we're getting prepared and ready, and look forward to seeing you guys up there this weekend.
Yeah, the wife is very excited. She cannot wait. So it'll be fun to connect.
Good.
Kendrick can't make it. He's got to go to Miami. I'm not,
Going to the warm weather.
Right, he's going to the warm weather. Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be snowing here when we leave tomorrow, and then when we come back on Tuesday, I think the high is supposed to be like 18 or something crazy like
that. Oh, I feel so sorry.
You might melt.
Right? I'm gonna have to take my bucket hat.
There you go. Guys, I want to take a minute to get into some since this is our classic mashup show and we get to talk NBA today. The 3 big NBA stories that are out there that are just insane to me, and ironically, we're talking about Miami. Kendrick is a Memphis Grizzlies fan by choice, by the way. By choice, he chose to do this.
I'm a Grizzlies fan just because of John Morant.
But you still chose it. Don't change the narrative.
I'm following my guy.
Okay, right. That's what you want to tell the people. That's fine.
We know this to be true.
Well, your guy is about to not be a Grizzly. In fact, it could happen as soon as today that Ja is going to end up a member of the Miami Heat. What are your thoughts to that? By the way, Ja has got to be more aware of his surroundings. He got into a horrific argument with one of his current teammates that looked like it was about to escalate into a fight, like a full-blown fight.
Yes.
What are your thoughts just in the whole thing with Ja right now? Because it's weird. It's I don't understand why this is happening the way that it's happening. I get that it's happening because it's been happening for quite some time. But why is it happening the way that it's happening?
I think part of it is he just wants to get out, so he's just making as big of a mess as he can. It's been kind of like the standard in the NBA when people want trades. They just make a mess of things. So I do think that's part of it. I do think going to Miami with the discipline that Pat Riley runs that organization under and that Spoelstra runs under that organization, and you have somebody like Udonis Haslem who's not on the team but is still around to give you a good dose of get right. I think that'll help Ja. Have they said who would Miami trade for him?
I have not.
I think at this point they could probably pull that trade off without giving up what's we call it, Tyler Hero. Because that was always the sticking point with the Heat. It's like they never wanted to give up on Tyler Hero, and so
I've not heard any of the. Yeah, go ahead.
I think they can do it. At this point, I think they can pull that trade off without giving up Tyler Hero.
I have not heard any of the principal parts yet, so I'm not sure what has been included or is being included. Right now, I think it's still kind of what is being reported as preliminary conversations. Although normally, if you're in preliminary conversations, you're pretty reasonably down the road. Yeah. So, I personally can't imagine unless there's like several first round picks being discussed. I can't imagine not getting Tyler Hero out of this deal. If the Miami Heat pull this off without giving up Tyler Hero, don't you have to consider them, Charlie? Don't you have to consider them at the top of the conference this year, especially this year? Because that would be Ja, that'd be Hero, that'd be Bam Adebayo. That would be a pretty formidable team.
And Norman Powell too. Don't forget about
Norman Powell. That's a team that could probably compete this year. Would you agree, Charlie?
I mean, you never know what chemistry. I mean, chemistry plays a big part in the success of a team.
Yeah.
And when you break up chemistry, Ja's not going to be your defensive star.
No.
And so those are some liabilities that you got to think about as well. But that doesn't mean he can't make it up on the other end. And yes, I mean, Miami, they had a run during the course of the beginning of the season where they were beating teams by a whole lot of points and scoring a lot. Beating by a whole lot of points, but they were scoring a lot of points. And that was like the focal point. But I do believe, they'll have an opportunity, just like, a few other teams in the East, to win the East because of talent acquisition. I mean, you need talent to be able to win. But I do know that it puts them in the conversation, from name recognition anyway, or talent acquisition that they've been able to, bring to the table that will give them a chance to be in that same breadth as the teams that are at the top currently. Where are they?
They would be.
Where are they?
Charlie,
where are they now?
Right now, I'm
they're in
looking
the
at it right
spot.
now. Right now, they're in the 8th spot. They're
in the 8th spot. Yeah.
But if you have Hero and Ja in your backcourt, good luck on defense.
Oh yeah, that's awful. Yeah, that's an awful defensive backcourt. But let me say this though. Well, I was going to ask you both
in
this.
the NBA. In the NBA, where it's find a mismatch, and find a mismatch, and at some point those guys will have to bow up and find a way to guard, in a playoff series. Which
they'll be in pick and roll. They'll be in pick and rolls for 48 minutes. What realistically, put your coaching hat on for a second, Charlie. What realistically do you need Ja to do in Miami? Because he doesn't have to be. Does he have to be Ja, like 30 points, Ja, or does he just need to be what?
I need Ja to stay out of trouble. That's what I need Ja to do. But they don't need nothing about basketball. Nothing about basketball, because Miami is, trouble can find you. And if you got the same people around you, Miami has same issues as Memphis and all the other places. And so Ja has to start make that his priority. Like make sure he's doing what he's supposed to do off the court, and not hanging out in the clubs and all these different things that go into being successful on the court. So let's just basketball wise, he'll be fine, but just the other part is my concern.
Listen, there's parts of this that seems like this is a disaster waiting to happen.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Heat organization and how they run things, it would be a complete disaster. But we have faith in how the Heat run their organization.
Well, listen, it's definitely going to be tested in this particular situation. Like it's because on paper it feels like, to Charlie's point, it feels like this is a disaster waiting to happen. But Pat has reined in many people. And so you got to believe that he could possibly rein Ja into. Now, to be fair and to be balanced in the reporting, never had a player like Ja that I can remember in the Miami Heat uniform. I can't.
He's had some knuckleheads. Whiteside. I saw Whiteside.
Whiteside was challenging, to say the least.
He's no longer there.
Right. I don't know if anybody's as challenging as Ja.
He's dealt with Jaws before. He's dealt with Jaws.
Jaws?
What was the one guard they had?
Terry Rozier?
No.
Charlie, you'll kick a man when he's down.
But Terry wasn't a knucklehead that we knew of before that. what was
Not
the
quite
guard? It was
that
a guard.
bad. Yeah.
They had another guard that played along with Whiteside. As a matter of fact, he came in towards the tail end of Dwayne
Right.
Wade.
They had Malik Beasley. I mean, not Malik,
They've
but
had Malik.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Malik
not
Beasley.
Malik. They had the
no.
other Beasley.
The other
The
big
lefty.
Beasley.
Michael Beasley.
Michael Beasley.
Michael
Yeah,
Beasley.
Yeah.
they've had Michael
Yeah.
Beasley. I mean, they've had their share of knuckleheads come through there. It's just they get some get right. Well, most of them do. Hassan Whiteside never really got it, but
It'll be interesting. I don't know if they've had any with the star power of Ja. That's the challenge. It's Michael Beasley will go to the club and get attention. The focal point when Ja shows up to the club is Ja. That's the problem. And there's nowhere in Miami he can hide. So whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So you're right. Charlie probably gave the key thing. If he can act like he got some, but now here's the other part. This is it for Ja. I hope he understands that. This is it. You're not going to get another chance after this. If you can't go there,
yeah, he will. I'm not gonna go there.
No, I disagree with that.
We've seen knuckleheads. As long as you can put that ball in the hoop, you'll get chances.
They keep giving them dudes chances.
Yeah,
I want to be very clear about what I'm saying.
Somebody who's doing what they're supposed to do, and got a little talent, good team player. They're the ones that get pushed around, get thrown around all over the place.
As long as they can produce on the floor, they'll always get it. I mean, if he's no worse than anything that Dennis Rodman used to do.
No, he is. He is. Because Dennis never let what he did off the court affect what he did on the court. Dennis was like, I'll drink and I'll party and I'll be up for 48 hours straight. But I'm about to
Michael Jordan had to go pick Dennis Rodman up from Vegas during the NBA Finals.
That's right. And guess what? Dennis did when he got back? Gave you 15 rebounds.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying, that he still produced on the floor. And so even at the end of his career, when he was with the Lakers, he was still crazy. He still produced.
He was crazy. No question.
And he was diminished.
Listen,
Ja will always until Ja gets up into his 30s, he's gonna have a chance to play somewhere.
Ja, don't you listen to these people? You have been injury prone. You have been problematic. You better go in and act like you got some sense, or you're gonna be out. You're gonna have real problems, sir.
I mean, we were just talking about one of them, Michael Beasley.
And where is Michael Beasley?
He still gets on NBA rosters at some point in the season every year.
No, Michael Beasley has been on the NBA roster in 5 years.
He playing one-on-one.
Right,
he's the 3-on-3.
Yeah. He had a great season with Ice Cube, but that's gonna be Josh's career if he don't knock it off. Now, I want to get into this too, because this is a weird situation too. Rich Paul
is hurt.
Well, here's what makes it interesting. Rich Paul said on his brand new podcast, which, by the way, it's only been on Netflix about an hour and a half, and I'm already annoyed. He said, I think Anthony should be traded, and he's pulling Rich Paul tricks out once again. Now, I don't know if that's necessary. Is the challenge I'm having?
Is he his agent?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so he's saying he wants Anthony traded. And right now it doesn't appear that they care where he goes. Like, I've heard Toronto, I've heard Atlanta.
Anthony Davis.
Which those two don't make sense to me at all. But other than this might be about his check at this point. Like, this might be the last check he's going to get, and they know that, and so they're just trying to figure out what's the best place for him to go to get that final big check. But what's interesting to me about this deal is that I think he's right in the sense of, what are you doing? Like, why are you trying to hold on to any of these pieces? Like, with Kyrie, with Anthony, with Clay, what are you doing?
I understand the Kyrie part.
I don't.
The Anthony Davis part,
I don't. Cooper Flagg is playing great. He's everything you hoped he would be as a rookie. Gut the whole thing and build. Build. It's time to build. That's where you are. It's time to build.
Yeah, but I can see keeping Kyrie as part of that build, though.
Yeah,
For
because
what?
he's very instrumental in teaching. Like he's
You
helping
need
out some of he's helping out
Isn't that
some
what
of
Jason
the
Kidd is for?
You need a vet in the locker room. The coach can't always be the vet.
I think the financial part for me would outweigh anything that I understand the vet thing. I think I can get that same vet keeper somewhere else.
Get out your spot.
Charlie's stealing people's parking spots.
They don't have a Charlie Ward spot for you?
I was here at the I was bringing her president, and she's not here. So it's high security these days, which is good. Which is good for our university.
Yeah.
But while I was here, they have different parking spots for different people, and I was in somebody's parking spot.
Oh my goodness. Charlie, you should have put out the "Do you know who I am" card.
Well, that's not the issue. The issue is I was in somebody's parking spot.
All right.
The guy,
fine,
I knew
fine.
the guy. He was one of the workers here, so I knew him.
All right. Well, the guy, come on. You know what, guy? You just cost yourself some tickets, home tickets. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, if it's spot, hey, I'm the same way. If I got a spot, I don't care who you are.
Well, the flex doesn't work. The flex doesn't work if it's my spot.
I'm flexing. It's my spot.
Touche. Well, going back to Anthony, I understand what you guys say about the Kyrie and having a veteran carryover. That's an expensive veteran carryover, though.
He's really good, though.
When he's healthy, he is.
Money.
But this is the NBA. You got to have somebody on your roster that's making money.
Yeah.
So,
it's pretty much required somebody has a max contract in the NBA.
Yeah. So I mean, he's a guy that you want around because he's going to be mentoring other guys, younger guys. But a guy like Anthony Davis, I mean, he's been injured all year.
Wow.
Something. I mean, it's been something all year with him. And now he's out with a ligament strain or whatever it is. So
that dude gets injuries I've never heard of. I've never heard of a ligament strain in your hand that takes you out for the rest of the season. I've never heard of that. I'm not even discrediting him. I'm sure it's legit. I'm sure they want him to play. He just gets injuries that no one's heard of.
Okay, we have breaking news.
Okay.
And this is significant. 20 men have been charged in a point shaving scheme involving more than 39 college basketball players on more than 17 NCAA Division I teams, leading to more than 29 games being fixed, according to a federal indictment unsealed Thursday in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania. 15 of the defendants played college basketball during the 23-24 season and the 24-25 season, according to the indictment. Some have played this season. Two of the players named in the indictment are Sedquavius Hunter and Diquavian Short. Wow, what names. And were sanctioned in November by the NCAA for fixing, wait for it, Kendrick, New Orleans games. I know. At least two of the defendants, Shane Hennon and Marvis Fairley, were also charged in federal indictment in the Eastern District of New York, centered on gambling schemes in the NBA. Antonio Blakeney was named, but not charged. The scheme, according to the indictment, began in 2022. This is just breaking. Some more news is to come, but this is incredibly significant.
Blakeney was a highly recruited point guard when he's coming out of high school. Because Louisville was high on
him. Thoughts, gentlemen? This is significant breaking news that's going on. 20 men have been indicted.
One of the biggest issues. Yeah, one of the biggest issues we're going to keep facing is they're saying college athletes aren't supposed to bet on any sport.
Yeah.
But in this day and age, it's above board. I'm sure it's happened before, even when it wasn't above board and you couldn't track, whatever, all the different things you could track with it now, which is good because you have some traceable evidence of what's going on.
Yeah.
But the issue is you have all these bet online, all these different outlets, and some of these college students student athletes aren't getting. They may be betting on other sports, professional sports.
Yeah.
And they're getting dinged as well for betting. And so when we start talking about the normal student and being a normal student can bet on games, whether it's college or pro, but the college student athlete can't.
Right.
Which I understand the reason behind it for sure. But this is where we are. And now I know we want to make sure that everything's above board and those types of things, but the temptation to do it is there. And I guess it's no different than anything else, breaking rules and regulations and whatever else you have to do. But I think it's more. You know what I mean? I know they're doing this, but I just think it's more that we're going to have to do. One, of course, education is always key, but how can we, work towards helping the student athlete? But even with that, people who have gambling problems, I don't care what kind of education you have, all those types of things, or an addiction, I should say. It's because that's an addiction, a form of addiction. It's just going to happen, and you just have to continue to educate and help people along the way. But we make it easy, It's right there on my phone, and they got prop bets. They have all these different bets that you can do, and you just have to have the self-discipline not to be engaged if you're a student athlete. But it's tough to navigate.
Yeah, because it's like a two-way street. On the one hand, it's so easy for them. It's like you said, it's so accessible. It's right there on your phone. But on the other hand, they're easily caught more because they can track this stuff. That's why you're seeing all these stories coming out all of a sudden because it's easier to track. So at this point, you gotta kind of be a moron to still be getting caught doing this because they can easily catch you doing it.
The other thing that makes this story interesting is that what is the ramifications as it relates to whether or not this plays back? It shouldn't, but I mean, the NCAA is a funny place. So it shouldn't fall back on the schools that, especially if they are truly unaware of the activity of the student. But, I mean, I don't know. This is crazy, but I hate that this is happening because it feeds into every narrative that every conspiracy theorist has about sports in general, and so this does nothing to help that.
What? Hold on. What? I mean, yes. Talking about people actually playing in the game.
Well, yeah,
And
but I'm
point
saying,
saving.
every conspiracy theorist out there says, well, these games are fixed, the outcomes are decided, da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da.
There's a script.
Right. But which we know that's not true, but this doesn't help that because all people are going to hear is that there's point shaving. They're not going to hear any
Correct.
of the specifics or the information.
Right.
And
Right.
And so that part, is awful. And I hope it doesn't spill into something. Well, we don't know. We don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes as far as the 29 players that have been indicted or charged. Rather, I said indicted, but really charged. So I don't know. We'll see as this story continues to unfold. I hate that it's unfolding on championship weekend in college football, but that's probably designed by whoever wrote the article, because the eyes of the world will be on college sports this weekend. So anyway, but that is our breaking news for this morning. Let's get back to this Anthony Davis stay. So you guys think Kyrie should stay, but what about Clay? What about Anthony?
I'd be surprised if Klay Thompson makes it through the trade deadline. I do think they'll. I think he's going to end up back in Golden State. To be honest with you,
I think he's going to get bought out. Yeah. I think it's probably more likely that he'll get bought out and then he'll head back to the Bay. But I think if you're Dallas, dumping the salary is paramount. Like, you got to get out from under AD. You got to get out from under Clay, and anybody else you can get out from under. Do that, because you're not making the playoffs this year anyway. So what's the point of driving hard to that or trying to drive hard to that conclusion when it's not realistic to think that that's going to take place? So just, let's start working on the future. Let's start figuring that part out.
That's what I think. I think Kyrie's still part of their future. That's what I think.
Speaking of Golden State, for some reason they're having trouble finalizing this deal with Jonathan Kuminga. All signs point and have pointed to him going to Sacramento for the last 4 or 5 months. I'm not sure why this is taking so long, but the Kings have kind of dug their heels in on not wanting to give up a first round pick, which I kind of understand, but also I don't, because then move on. Like, if Golden State
we're
said
talking
they're not
about the Kings.
They're weird, such a weird organization. It's so weird.
About the Kings, they finally had something. What, 2-3 years ago? They had something. And now all those parts are gone, just about.
And it looks like they're gonna dump Sabonis. Like they're
now
Sabonis and Malik Monk are squarely.
Malik Monk still being there is surprising to me, because they've been talking about trading him for a better part of 2 years now. Sabonis is an interesting one though, because you'll get a lot from him, and I think he could be that piece for a team that's just that close to get them over the hump.
Yeah,
I think the Lakers should be going after him if he's available.
Well, from what I've heard, he is definitely in their eyesight. But breaking news again, and shout out to Shams for doing this right in our segment. I appreciate him for coming through in the clutch. Officially, Jonathan Kuminga has demanded, is the word that Shams is reporting, demanded a trade away from the Warriors, and he becomes eligible to be moved today. So maybe that's the holdup on the deal too, is that his eligibility didn't come until today. Because there is a group of players that aren't eligible until the 15th today.
Right.
So he was in. I guess he was in that mix. So now, I would think by the end of the weekend, Jonathan Kuminga will no longer be a Warrior.
I would think. Because I also saw some reports that maybe Brooklyn for MPJ, which I think would be a great fit for.
I like that for the Warriors. Yeah, I like that for the Golden State. Yeah, I like that.
Who is MPJ?
Michael Porter
Jr.
Yeah. So this is interesting. A lot of interesting things happening in the NBA. I think we're going to start to see a lot of movement. It feels like the AD thing and the Ja thing are slowing everything else down for some reason. I don't know why, but
I think the Ja thing more than AD, because once AD got hurt, then it's kind of like, But I do think the Ja thing is kind of slowing stuff down.
Yeah, but they seem like they're ramping up the AD thing again, which I don't understand.
Well, I'm sure Dallas is trying to ramp it up.
Dallas is actively trying to ramp it up. They would love to get rid of that $54 million. They would love to get rid of that. Yeah. But yeah, that's weird to me because the places that's throwing me off. Like, I don't understand. And by the way, Rich Paul. His
contract is
a unique dude.
AD's contract is what's appealing, because like Charlie and I was saying, is every team has to have a max contract dude, and so his contract is why people would be interested. Well, because you notice it's the smaller market teams that's interested.
Yeah, they're interested. Yeah,
because they need his contract on the books.
Yeah, the other thing that makes this thing interesting to me, Kendrick, is the fact that I don't even know how to say this, but the fact that Rich is trying to do this while simultaneously trying to influence the Lakers roster move of Austin Reeves.
See, when you first brought up Rich Paul, that's a move I thought you was gonna.
Well, that's where I was headed. Yeah, that's definitely where I was headed. It's so, Charlie, I'm sure you probably haven't heard about any of this, but so on his podcast, while simultaneously talking about Anthony Davis, he also talked about, if I was the Lakers, I would move Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson if Ja Morant goes to Miami. I was like, wait, what? What's going on? Like, how did we end up with Jaren Jackson? Like, which by the way, would love that as a Laker fan. That's phenomenal. But does it sound really realistic? Although I need to know who Jaren Jackson's agent is, because if it's Rich Paul, then I see the play. I see what he's doing here, because there are rumors that are floating out there that if Ja leaves, Jaren will also ask for a trade, which would be wild. Which would be wild. Why do you say it makes sense, Kendrick?
Because they tight. And let's be honest with you. Not most NBA players don't really want to live in Memphis. No disrespect to Memphis, but that's just how it is.
Well, it's total disrespect to Memphis, but justifiably so.
But you can say that about all the small market teams. So, like,
Memphis, no, you're not wrong.
Milwaukee.
I think Memphis is awful.
I wasn't gonna go there.
I do. I think it's an awful city.
Yes. Well,
barbecue.
They have phenomenal barbecue. Maybe the best maybe some of the best barbecue in the country. But other than that, and the blues, the Memphis Blues, or the blues and barbecue. That's Memphis. That's as good as it gets.
Hey, the Peabody's fun.
Yeah, the Peabody.
You've never witnessed the march. You've never witnessed the March of the Ducks.
Yes, I have.
I figured Charlie has.
I've seen the March of the Ducks.
You have a good blues museum there.
I would believe that. I believe that. Shout out to the late great BB King. Big.
Hey,
but Elvis, other than that, I don't need any of that.
He was a hero the most.
I don't need that. So yeah, this is really, really interesting in that regard. In that, if that can happen, and if I'll be honest with you, I'd rather have Jaren Jackson than Giannis.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Because he opens up the floor more?
He opens up the floor more. I think he's an overall better defender than Giannis is. And
how does he fit? How does he fit with the Lakers? He would be playing the 5 position.
Yeah. Well,
by the way, Jaren's agency is CAA, so it's not Rich Paul.
Okay, so that's not. So I don't understand why he would mention him by name. That's so weird to mention him by name like that and say they should go after it. Wait, what? Is this what this podcast is going to be? Tampering?
But he's on a podcast. So he's
Yeah, but-
speaking on his own opinion.
or his boy's opinion.
Right. It feels like this.
I'm just saying,
Kendrick, you understood where I was going with this.
This is the new wave. You get your podcast and you can speak openly about your thoughts, like at the barbershop.
Yeah, but I don't think this is his thoughts. Is where I was headed.
Charlie, I see what you did there with the barbershop too.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good, Charlie. That was really good. That was really good.
The barbershop should have a podcast. There'll be some good content.
This feels very LeBron driven. Is where I was headed. Like, even though LeBron said, I don't know why Rich would say that. I don't know.
Charlie had Kendrick Lamar level entendres right there.
It was. It's very good. I don't know. This is, you know, what's funny about LeBron? Out of all the things that he's accomplished, and he has accomplished a ton, the thing that I think he's done better than any player in the history of basketball is he has managed to walk the tampering line better than anybody else. Because it's not tampering if you're just talking to friends or talking about friends. These are guys I know. I know everyone.
Right.
But it's interesting that this would come up at a time where the trade deadline is coming, and
when guys
take one more run, and
when guys who have already been moved can now be moved, and the trade deadline is a month away, and so
not even really that weeks. We're weeks away now.
Yeah, weeks away from it now.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see where Jaren Jackson ends up playing in the rest of the season. Because I do think he would be a great fit for.
He'd be a phenomenal fit. He'd be phenomenal.
And as crazy as it sounded when you originally said it, that you'd rather have him over Giannis, it does make sense, I think, with the Lakers, because Jaren doesn't have to have the ball.
He doesn't. That's why it works so well. He's going to get 2015 because he's Jaren Jackson, and that's the only reason. And he doesn't care, and he take the ego completely out of it. Like that, I love that. I love that. What would you prefer to have, Charlie Ward? Jaren Jackson or Giannis? Or does it matter?
A fit does matter.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on what you're looking for. And with the Lakers, the reason I say he would be playing the 5 because, I mean, he could play the 4, but if you're removing Austin Reeves out of the mix, but then, I mean, Austin Reeves, was he starting? I mean, I know he was playing well at one point.
Yeah,
he's out right now with an injury, but yeah.
But there are some that believe that if a Jaren Jackson thing happened, Charlie, that they could do the deal without losing Austin Reeves. Which makes it even more interesting. Well, because the Lakers have like 3 or 4 expiring contracts. And so it would be those 3. It'd be like those expiring contracts plus like 2 or 3 first rounds, that kind of thing.
So I would think that would have to include Vanderbilt,
Rui. Yeah, it maybe Gabe Vincent. Like it'd be
definitely be Gabe Vincent.
It'd be an interesting contract.
But then now you're messing with your depth.
You are. That's the X factor. Now you got to go fill out the roster again. Yeah.
I mean, I can understand it, but I don't know who you're chasing in the West. Are you going to be able to beat San Antonio? Denver's looking solid, even without Jokic.
Yeah.
I mean, you chasing, the Thunder. So will you be able to beat those teams with this move? Because knowing that LeBron is old, Luka is, a strain away from missing a few games, and then if you're talking about the playoffs, if anything goes down, so you're messing with your depth. when you
Yeah.
have when you're losing those type of players, which they're good pieces to what they're
Yeah.
currently doing. And now you're asking LeBron to play probably a little bit more.
And
I'm
play
gonna
him
play a little bit more.
and asking him to play the 3 if you have Ayton and Jaren Jackson down there. So LeBron's
right.
gonna be playing the 3, and I'm not so
yes,
sure he
right.
can really hang
I
with
forgot
Yeah.
Aiden was there.
Yeah.
And can LeBron still guard a 3 for 48 minutes or 40 minutes?
No. Let's I'll answer that right now. No, not at all. Not for 48 minutes. No.
I
So they'll
mean,
be doing a lot of switching points.
Yeah.
A lot of switching. Yeah. There may have to be some other pieces that you have to do, or some other moves that you got to make all that
or
work.
I mean, Jaren's long enough to where he could probably guard a 3.
Yeah.
I don't know about the whole game, but
yeah. But it's a move worth considering if something like that were to happen. But we're way like I don't know if Jaren would do that. Jaren doesn't. Well, let's say this. He has not been that type of player since he's been in the league that demands things, and he hasn't so far. But stranger things have happened. So we'll see. We'll see where this is all headed. But there is a calm before the storm with this trade deadline that feels something like some things are very inevitable. Like something's going to happen that we're going to probably be talking about here in the very near future. Okay. Can I please now, I've played nice the entire show. Can I please now address?
No one has kept you from talking about this.
Well, I was trying to be respectful. because technically the show is about the ACC and NBA basketball. So now I can now talk about
the other stuff.
Right.
You know where this is going, don't you, Charlie?
I think you should.
No,
Charlie.
I don't.
Charlie, you don't know where this is going?
No, I don't.
Come on, Charlie.
I love how Charlie starts looking out the window when you start doing
that. You have a coach now.
It's about time for me to leave too. So what is it? I have a meeting.
You know what, Charlie? That's cold. That's cold work right there. That's cold work right there. That's cold work right there, Charlie. Well, let me hurry up and get this out there. We got us a coach in New York. Shout out to the great John Harbaugh, who, by the way, you know how they said earlier that the reports of him wanting $20 million were greatly exaggerated? Turns out that's not true. The deal, from what I'm hearing, is 5 years, $100 million. Now, the roster control part of that report may have not been true, but how long that's going to last? It'll be not true for like a year, and then if Joe Shane messes it up, then it'll be complete Harbaugh control. So, and by the way, there's no indication that Joe Shane won't mess this up, by the way. So
well, I will defend him a little bit because he has put together a pretty good roster. His injuries ate them up this season.
And
a couple. Well, Thibodeau has kind of underperformed, and then
Thibodeau
and then the one kid from Penn State that came in wanting Lawrence Taylor's number didn't quite live up to those expectations.
Carter. Abdul Carter.
He
didn't live up to those Lawrence Taylor expectations he was putting on himself.
He didn't have the sacks for sure. Let's be clear about that. But now
he came on at the end of the season. I will say he did come on.
Yeah, and from the pressures perspective, he did very well. He did extremely well. But he's a rookie.
But your boy, like I said, your boy Shane put that together. You got Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors blew out his knees. And I mean, nothing you can do about that. And by the way, the IHOP commercial is hilarious.
That is hilarious. Shout out to him for having a sense of humor about it. Because that's like, have you seen that commercial, Charlie? Where he's sitting at the IHOP table?
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah. I was like, wow, that's shots fired. Like, though it's true though. He did mess up a lot of fantasy teams. That is very true.
Yeah. But I mean, they've got. I've said it from the get-go when the job came open. I was like, out of all the job openings that are there, I think they have the best situation roster-wise because you pretty much it feels like you have your quarterback. Scatterboo will be back. You have
you have a number one receiver in Malik Neighbors. You've got good pieces on defense. So I felt like that was the no-brainer for Harbaugh to begin with. That was the best job out there. And like only one I think close to it is the Raiders, just because you have a number one pick. But
Raiders?
Yeah, just because they have the number one pick. That's the only reason.
You're not going to the
Believe it or
Raiders.
not-
The Raiders have made good coaches look bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean that.
Yes. They're a funny organization.
Probably should have stayed in Oakland. They probably had more success in Oakland than they would have.
You'll get more free agents and move to Vegas than I think Oakland.
That
Maybe.
part.
But
To be honest with you,
they've been in Vegas for how long now?
Is it 3 years now?
3 or 4 years, something like that.
And they still same Raiders.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So as I was listening to somebody today, it was like at some point these folks got to start looking in the mirror. They keep firing coaches, GMs, and all that other, and everybody else. At some point, they got to start looking in the mirror. Like, what are we doing wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm looking at you.
When you're constantly firing people, at the end of the day, if you're constantly firing people, there's a common denominator.
It's you. It's you.
And it's
You're the problem. Yeah. You're the problem.
It's sitting in the mirror.
100%. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think. Well, first of all, I'm not that surprised by the hiring because John Mara's is his son or brother, Chris, one of them, he went to Harbaugh's house Sunday and spent the entire day with him. And so once you sit in a man's house for an entire day, you've decided who your coach is. Like you're not down there to talk about, the potential of a situation.
You're not walking out without a coach if that's the case.
Yeah, this to me yesterday was this formality. They were just trying to let him meet some of the people and get familiar with the building and have some talk strategy. But there was once he went down there Sunday, I said, "Oh, they're having a conversation about today and tomorrow." So Joe I hope Joe Shane doesn't think he is safe. He is not. He is for sure on the clock. As far as it's what his future looks like. But yeah, this was a done deal. I think they probably worked out most of the details Sunday. So there he goes. But I'm the thing that is a little surprising is that they're paying him $100 million. Like, really? Wow. You really wanted to fix this? Okay. But I guess when you've had a decade of futility, then.
Well, my whole thing is also they got to give man time. Like they can't do what the Raiders did with Carroll.
Yes.
And look at the season and determine how someone's going to pan out. So hopefully they give him time to work some form of a team together. I mean, they have a quarterback that they feel good about. Hopefully they keep Jameis just for
please keep Jameis.
Entertainment and mentorship purposes.
Yes.
He is a great guy to have in a locker room. But keeping guys injury free, your main guys anyway, definitely goes a long ways in your success. As well, even with Jackson Dart, just him understanding his value and not putting himself in harm's way, thinking he's Superman.
Right.
But I think it's a good job. Of course, New York is New York. They can pay whatever to make it happen. But it's just how are they going to support him through the process? Because the Jets they're very similar. Are they going to support people long term, or are they just going to keep bringing people in and saying, "Oh, we're giving people jobs," but they're not supporting them properly, whatever that looks like. But hopefully, it'll be good for the Giants. I know people talking about the Super Bowl or a bust. I'm like, what are we talking about?
I don't know about that part. Like, let's settle down.
Let's just make sure we try to make the playoffs.
Right.
No, Charlie, let's have a winning season.
Let's get over 500 first.
Let's get over 500.
And
Let's
let's
start
be honest,
there. Yeah,
and the NFC East over 500 will probably get you in the playoffs.
right. That's viable. So if we can do that, I consider that a win. We're not going to be delusional here. It's not that. So, but yeah, it's a good hire though. It's a really, really good hire. So now all the other hires will take place, and it'll be interesting to see where everybody goes.
Mm-hmm.
I need to jump off. I got a coaches meeting here, and
I look forward to seeing you, man.
Yeah, you got on your good coat.
Sir.
Bring that coat. I want to see that coat up close. Because it's gonna be cold here. It's gonna be cold.
Yeah, it's not gonna be cool like it is in Tallahassee with your 42 degrees.
Cold.
It's still 43. It's still 43.
Yeah, it won't be that here. Bring a coat.
That'll be sweltering here next week at 40.
God bless you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
Get out the bubble coats. See you, man.
Great Charlie Ward.
Taking people's parking spots.
Yeah. What's that about? Like, what are you? Cold-blooded right there, man. Charlie just out here yoking people. Like,
cold-blooded.
Give me your parking spot.
He's out here jacking people's parking spots.
God tease it.
My parking spot.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, yeah. So that's exciting to see what happens with that. I don't know how to deal with this next story. Maybe I shouldn't deal with this next story. You and I will talk privately about this next story, so I won't talk about it publicly. The Stephen A. story is fascinating. The Stephen A. story is fascinating to me. It's fascinating in the sense of I don't understand what the end game is. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you get it?
Which Stephen A. story? Which one? I just know the one with the Jets.
That's you just made my point. There are too many Stephen A. stories out there. Like, and they're all just weird. Like, what are you? I don't get the end game because I don't understand how the Jasmine Crockett story helps you.
The end game is him running for office.
Okay. Let me look down the barrel. I'll be very clear about this next statement. You are never getting my vote for office. Ever. I cannot stress, and that's not even questioning your broadcasting skills. Like, you've done what you've done in this industry, and it's
more power solid. To you. I applaud you.
Yeah, more power to you. But President of the United States, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Under no circumstance will I be voting for you for president. Just want to make that clear. Okay. That's so weird to me. I just don't get that. I don't get it, but it's I don't get it. It's weird.
Yeah, the whole thing with the Jets, though. Yeah, I think he kind of stepped in it because not realizing how his words affect people when he says them, and then he tried to backtrack. You know what I mean? After which we called him out. Who was that? They called him out. It was
Joy Reid. Oh no, Garrett Wilson. Yeah, that was
Garrett
weird
Wilson.
Too. That was
Garrett
weird
Wilson
too.
called him out, and Stephen A. kind of backtracked after Garrett Wilson called him out, and so I don't know. It's sometimes it's best not to say anything.
Well,
like, why? Because if you're Stephen A., why are you commenting on the Jets? It's the Jets.
The number one guy at the company is Mike Greenberg, and he doesn't comment on the Jets anymore. Like, he doesn't say anything. He's like, they're not worth my time.
He literally said that on the air.
Yeah.
And he's the biggest Jets fan. And he literally said on the air, they're not worth talking about.
I'm not going to waste my time on that. That's not worth it. So I get it. I get it, but I don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I get what you're doing, and you're saying all news is good news, I guess, but it's not true. It's not. Picking a fight with Jasmine Crockett, why? With Joy Reid, why? What is the purpose of that?
I don't get it. I don't get off on a whole other tangent. I'm so tired of seeing our people fighting with each other publicly.
Well, that was where I was going.
I'm tired
I
of
don't
seeing
like.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
tired
don't
of 50
like
with his
us.
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm tired of Stephen A. and his stuff. These rappers going back and forth on stupid stuff. It's like, man, look. At the end of the
My
day, you make
family
all
taught
of us
me.
look bad.
My family taught me, to your point, Kendrick, is that that's our business.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like y'all airing our business out in public.
Right. And especially when in Stephen A's situation where you've got people where y'all can reach out and get each other's phone numbers in and have a conversation.
Come on, man. This is easy work. Get on the phone. Go to dinner. Figure it out.
Right.
But stop all this. This is not doing anybody any favors. You making us all, y'all make, and I'm talking to Jasmine too. Y'all making us all, and Joy, get on the phone and figure it out. And I'm defending Joy. Let me say this too, 1000% wrong for attacking Joy and attacking Jasmine and any other black woman publicly that feels attacked. I stand with you, but also get that man on the phone and tell him that.
Yeah.
We don't need this. We don't need to do any of this publicly. It's not helping anybody. It just feels like the typical internet fight. We don't need it. So I just want to say that
attention. And it's just like, man, I don't know. Not all attention's good attention. And like, man, let's say, hop on the phone and ask this. It's like when Marcellus Wiley kept going back and forth with Ryan Clark. I'm like, you all traveled in the same circles. Both of you worked at ESPN at one point. Get on the phone and talk to each other. Quit having this conversation on the internet.
Well, even the Draymond, Kendrick, not Kendrick. Who am I talking about? Yeah, no, on the Gilbert Arenas podcast.
Yeah.
Stop. I don't like any of that. I personally think that I get it. Maybe it gets numbers, but it just seems stupid. Like, what are we arguing about? Kenya Martin, that's who it was. Well, he's not half the player. He could never play in my era. Right, because he wasn't born. That's the number one reason why he can't play in your era, because he wasn't alive. Or if he was alive, he was like 5 or 10 or whatever he was.
I'm so tired of this era.
What are we really arguing about?
I'm so tired of this era conversation. And I saw idiot post the other day. It was a video of LeBron dunking and talking about, I've never seen MJ get up this high. I'm like, okay, LeBron's 3 inches taller than Michael Jordan. Some stuff's just common sense.
Some stuff is just common sense. It's this isn't rocket science. We're not. I don't know. But we're asking the internet to change, and so it's weird that
it's not, and it is what it is. It's just like at some point we gotta. I mean, like I said, we gotta quit fighting in public. That stuff. That's family business.
Speaking of the internet fighting, and anger ensuing, did you see the Drewski video?
I didn't. I saw bits and pieces of it. The thing that cracks me up about people being so mad, I'm like, there was a whole show called The Righteous Gemstones that he basically got this bit from that aired for like 4 or 5 seasons.
Oh, I got news for. Well, first of all, shout out to The Righteous Gemstones. Love that show. I thought the ending was
my
crazy,
favorite shows ever.
Yeah, I thought the ending was crazy. Yeah, but the rest of the show was fine. But let me also say this to you, Kendrick. He didn't just get it from The Righteous Gemstones. These things happen.
Oh yeah, these things happen. I'm just saying, only thing
at real churches,
him flying around on the thing. That's what I'm saying. He got from Righteous Gemstones.
No,
they did that this last season.
He also got that from an actual church, a actual pastor. I'll send you the video. It happened. These things are happening. Everything he got from that video, he got from actual churches that have done this. This is not this. He didn't make up anything. So, and for those who are saying, "Oh, he's mocking God," no, he's not. He's mocking hypocrisy. And he's not wrong. So you can get mad all you want to, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. There are churches that are doing this.
There's plenty of them. You see them all the time.
Yeah.
And like I said, what he did to me,
it's
I thought
just
it was hilarious.
comedy, and then I mean, it's just comedy, and it's been done, and like I said, all this outrage didn't happen over the Righteous Gemstones. I mean, like they had 4 or 5 great seasons.
Oh yeah. And it's funny. I'm sorry, but I know people are offended, but I thought it was hilarious. And shout out to Drewski for first of all, where did he get that budget? The budget for that is crazy work. Like,
he's getting all that money from T-Mobile right now, and so
listen.
Shout out to Drewski. I mean, what he does isn't exactly for me. It's not my thing, but shout out to him because he is blowing up. He is monetizing what he's doing, and he's doing a great job, with his career. And I applaud him too for doing this because that's what comedy is. It's hitting you in the face with reality. That's what comedy is.
A little bit of satire, a little bit of
it's okay. That's what it is. And I became a bigger fan of him because of it. Because comedy hits you in the face. That's what comedy is.
Well, the first thing I thought was when everybody started getting mad, I said, well, a hit dog will holler. That's how that works.
Yeah.
But second of all, shout out to Drewski for $100 million, almost $100 million across the platforms. Come on, man. That's Cat Williams type numbers.
Yeah, I don't even think Cat's done that.
No, Cat. Well, when I say Cat, I mean Cat and Shannon when they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Cat Shannon Sharp numbers. By the way, has there ever been a bigger fumble of the bag than we have to do a fumble of the bag show, and I wonder, has there ever been a bigger fumble of the bag after success? Because you were poised. He's
right there. He's right there to get McAfee money.
Now, here's the thing. Drewski is now poised. He's sitting in the seat now because the deals are coming. The networks are coming. They're going to call now, and they're going to be like, hey, man, you just did $100 million off one video. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
He's coming. Drewski's
coming.
I mean, like I say, you already seen him on mainstream ads all day, every day. He's
hashtag Drewski.
Because there's like 4 or 5 T-Mobile ads with him in them, and then he was on that Bet Online, one of those gambling sites.
He was on that little thing with Joe Button and all that. Yeah.
So I mean, Drewski is blowing up right now, and so shout out to him.
He is poised. Poised.
This could be his time. And the crazy thing about it is he's not a stand-up comedian. Most comedy people are stand-up comedians. It's not him. And he's one of those guys that took advantage of COVID because all these dudes, him, Casanat, all these dudes,
Speed, whatever his name.
Yeah, all that came from COVID, and shout out to them for capitalizing on a downtime. And so I give him all the props in the world.
If I were him, I'd make sure that my team was tight now, tighter than it's ever been. I'd make sure that I truly have a plan of what I want to do going forward, and then I need to change my habits. Whatever negative habits you have, because sir, you are now in the spotlight. You're not in the shadows anymore. You are no longer an internet dude.
In his defense, I've never heard anything negative.
Haven't heard anything, but that's how it works. That's how it works, though.
That's how it works. Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? And Shannon. I didn't know Shannon was out here tricking. Who knows that Shannon was out here tricking?
Shannon told on himself. I mean, there wasn't no TMZ digging into Shannon. Shannon put everything on Front Street.
I agree, but that's my point. If your stuff ain't tight, it's going to get bad really fast. That's usually how it works. It gets bad really fast.
And I feel like out of all of the streamers that blew up over this time, I do think he's been the more responsible, because you hear stupid stuff coming out from Casanat all the time. But you don't really hear much about Drewski outside of just what he does. And Drewski, let's say he's not afraid to step into controversial land, the whole whiteface thing he did.
That was wild. That was a good
That's
video
wild.
too, by the way. It was hilarious.
And like I said, I get respect for him because he'll take chances. Now,
He'll take some chances.
And some of it's funny. Some of it I'm like, it's not that funny, but some of it is funny. Like when he was doing the Alabama stuff, not the whiteface one, but just initially when he first started doing the Alabama stuff, that stuff was funny. Yeah. And so shout out to him for, I feel like he's the one that's gonna cross over all the way.
He
and
has the appeal. Career. I agree. He has the appeal. He seems to have the mind of what to do with a skit. I think it probably needs stronger comedy writers to help him expand it a little bit more or balance it better.
Because he's the one that shows talent. Like mostly, like, and I don't want to keep picking on Consonant, but his whole thing is just sitting in the basement watching stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what Consonant is. Yeah.
But Drewski is
speed. Like I don't know what he is other than he's a short dude that can run. Like I get it.
That's super athletic, and I'm like, he's really athletic. He's a freak athlete, and I'm like, then okay, like, why are we not doing this?
Right. It seems like you should be playing
because he's got professional athlete athleticism. The guy's a freak. Like but I mean, if you think about it, though, he's getting a ton of money doing what he's doing, and he's not getting injured. So there's that part.
I mean,
but Drewski though is putting together these skits that are funny and have budgets behind them. That's talent. That's like
this one had a massive budget.
As much of a talent as I Show Speed is athletically, that's what Drewski's comedy talent is like he knows how to put these things together. It's like he needs some he could probably use some help with some comedy writers, whatever. But for somebody that just came out of nowhere and is doing it all on his own, phenomenal. Shout out to that brother.
Phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Super impressed. Okay. Anything else that we need to discuss before we get out of here? They screwed my movie this weekend at the Golden Globes. I mean, shout out to Tiana Taylor. I saw One Battle After Another. Have you seen One Battle After Another?
Man, I ain't seen a movie. There hasn't really been a movie that's gripped me like I've got to see this movie. There just hasn't been. I don't
think there's been one for me other than Sinners. Yeah, other than Sinners, there hasn't been one for me as well. But I did see One Battle. I purposely watched certain movies over the Christmas break or our little break because I just wanted to detox. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched One Battle After Another. It's a great movie. She's phenomenal in it.
Shout out to her too, because her glow up has been amazing too.
What a year, right?
It's been amazing to watch her grow. It's like she kind of got out from under that marriage, and no disrespect to Mount Shumpert. I mean, I don't know that guy, but the way she's blown up after that, her career has been amazing. Yeah. In a short period of time too, because it's only been a couple of years.
It didn't take long.
She's
everywhere.
It hasn't taken long. She's mega because she was basically known as just basically a dancer. And like she has
a dancer who could sing is what she kind of was known
for. And the thing is, what she's blowing up for is for neither one of those.
Yeah. Although she did get the Grammy nod this year for the thing that she did this year. Now I'm curious to know because she showed up the Globes with no Aaron Pierre, and the rumors is that's over.
I don't know. I don't follow that stuff. That's your realm.
It's the rumor is that's over. That was interesting that came and went as fast as it did, but it was interesting. I was like, okay, But listen, I'm proud of her. I'm a fan of hers. I think she's very, very talented, and I think she hasn't even scratched the surface yet as an actress. I think there's a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more meat on that bone, and I think she's headed in the right direction. Now, I could see her not winning the Oscar this year because of that because the Oscars is very much earn it, like, over time kind of thing, which is why
it's rare you see anybody come out of the box and get an Oscar that fast. It's rare.
The last time I saw that happen was with Kathy Bates, and that's years. We're talking 30, 40 years ago.
And even then, she'd been around.
Yeah,
she's been around. She's more theater.
She just hit the right movie at the right time in the right circumstance.
Shout out to Kathy Bates, her versatility too. She's amazing.
Oh God, I love Kathy Bates. I'm a massive Kathy Bates fan as well. I watched the new Matlock. I love that show.
Mm.
Brilliant show. So yeah. So this is an interesting time right now. Award season is always interesting. The Lakers are headed toward their Grammy trip. I think they're going to be out for like 10 games, which is insane. Like, that's crazy. But
they finally broke that 3-game losing streak, which was weird because they was three teams that they should be beating.
That they should be, yeah. But that's what happens when you have an older guy in a key role. Like, he's 40, so he can't be doing back-to-backs. And
he did his first back-to-back this week in that last game. His first back-to-back. Well, it was the Hawks. I think that's why he did it.
Right. That's the same.
Hey, work hard, work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder. That's exactly right. I live by that, by the way.
I'm literally while during this show, I'm literally trying to explain to somebody that you're working too hard on something.
You're working too hard. Yeah. Speaking of that, before we get out of here, I gotta check in with my guy right now. You're headed to Miami, man.
Excited. Just looked over at first.
Are you excited? I was gonna ask. How you feeling about that?
Just looked over at First Take and saw some highlights from Miami and Indiana. I'm excited because my partner in crime at work, Dusty Baker, he's been on the Indiana beat. He went up for the Michigan State game. He went to Atlanta, so I'm gonna keep him there with them. So I'll be able. So I'll focus more on the Miami side of things when we're there. So I'm excited about that because Malachi Tony is so fun to watch.
Yeah,
And he's so mature beyond his years. And this is like, because I keep hearing Le Batard talking about, everybody wants Miami to lose. This could not be further from the truth.
I'm not sure that's it as much as I don't think this is about Miami losing. I think this is about everybody's shocked that Indiana's even here.
It's just a better story because it's a team out of nowhere. And then you have this extremely likable quarterback that everybody can get behind and root for. And so it needs the Heisman. The story is just amazing. And the only way the Miami story could be trumped, because their story is amazing too. The only way they could be trumped is by a story like this. Because out of the 4 teams that was in the Final Four, Miami had the second most, third, because Ole Miss's story with everything with Lane Kiffin. But
that was wild, yeah.
But Carson Beck getting a second chance, everything that goes along with the U. Then they're being coached by a former player who was a part of all of that, and so and then you have a guy like Ruben Bain who probably could have been a Heisman candidate. If it was the essence of what the award is supposed to be.
Yeah,
Malachi Tony, who's supposed to still be in high school, is probably going to be the best player on the field on Monday. Hey, their story is amazing.
If from a journalistic perspective, this is the easiest game to write about that we've had in maybe 5 years. Like, it's so easy. You don't have to work for any story. There's so many great stories. Just put them in a bowl and just pick one, and that's your story. Like, it's from Cignetti. How is he even here? Right, the journey of Cignetti to Mario Cristobal to Fernando Mendoza just like all these things you're saying. It's an easy thing to write. It's an easy thing to report, and you don't have to choose who you're going to root for. That's the other thing that makes this very interesting because there's no villain. There's no villain in this game. Which is ironic because that's usually not how this works.
Usually Miami is the villain. Miami is usually the villain.
To some. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
They're not. They're not.
But they're not though. Right. They're not.
But even though their fans still have that complex and PTSD of being the villain, like y'all really aren't the villain. There's not a villain in this game. And then then shout out to our Cuban brothers and sisters because you got a Cuban quarterback and Mendoza, the Cuban head coach from Miami, and how many Cubans are in Miami.
Cuba, it's very DEI, isn't it? It's very DEI. It's counterculture, this game.
Yeah, and so it's going to have a very Latin feel in that stadium, I've got a feeling.
Good Super Bowl preview. We're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm excited to get down there. Plus, I haven't been to. I keep saying I haven't been to Miami since the Orange Bowl when Louisville played Wake Forest, but I actually did go through there last summer because we went down to the Keys on vacation, so we've had to fly in through Miami, so I'm familiar with how bad that airport is. And so, and so
I've been to Miami Airport one time, and that was enough.
It's hard to believe that this is the airport in a city like Miami.
Right, it's so confusing. You're like, I don't know what's happening. You're just looking around going, I don't know what's happening here.
The Denver airport and BWI in Baltimore to me the BWI is still the worst, but they
really?
give
I've never been to that one. That's one
they do not care if you make your flight. They're gonna move at their speed.
Not really interested in that. Yeah,
you know how to say God moves on his time.
Yeah, he moves on his time.
So does BWI Airport.
So they're very godly. They're very godly. What you're in this statement. But yeah, so I'm excited for you, man. I'm excited to see Charlie this weekend. So shout out to Charlie. It's gonna be a lot of fun seeing him. Like I said, the wife is really excited. So I'm, believe it or not, they've never met. The two of them have never met. So this will be fun for them to meet for the very first time. But yeah, this good weekend for both of us. We're gonna have a good time, both of us. Yeah. So do we have any other shout outs besides that? This is time for the shout outs. Who are we shouting out?
I know Cards fans will get mad at me, but shout out to Malachi Moreno for Kentucky last night. He's a Kentucky boy, and so for him to hit that game-winning buzzer beater at LSU,
my goodness,
great comeback for Kentucky, down 18 in that game. They got to figure out how to quit getting down by double digits every game.
Got to figure that out, yeah.
But for Malachi, this is a kid. He's 7 foot, so when he was being projected as a McDonald's All-American, all that stuff. It's hard to tell in high school with 7-footers because they're not playing other 7-footers. And so is he that good or not? He's been a lot better than I thought he would be at the college level. I mean, he could go to the draft after this season, to be honest with you. But he's such a good kid, and that's such a nice kid. And I remember I interviewed him the summer before he committed to Kentucky. And I was like, who's all on your list? And he's like, Kentucky, Louisville, I want to say Indiana. And then he said, and somebody else, I can't think of who it is. And I was like, well, I guess you can cross them off your list.
Right. Once you can't think of who it is, that's okay.
But he was going to Kentucky the whole time anyway. He grew up a big Kentucky fan. He grew up right outside Lexington. But he's a great kid, and to see him make that shot, and he played well. He played great that whole game. It wasn't just that shot. And especially when they broke down the play and he wasn't even supposed to get the ball. It was a bad pass. And it ended up right to him. Like, how's the pass that bad? Or it ends up right in your 7-footers. But anyway, he made the shot. And like I said, he's one of the kids you can easily root for. So shout out to Malachi Moreno.
And shout out to Coach Pope for, evading Kentucky fans for 1 week, or at least for a day. Like at least today he gets to wake up and not have to hear how bad of a coach he is. So that
Yeah, between him and Kelsey.
Unlike other people, and I want to give a shout out of hang in there to Pat Kelsey. Like, it's gonna be okay. You're fine. Listen, I don't know too many teams that can win without their best player. That's just how it works.
Right. I keep trying to explain this to people with both of them. Like, both Kelsey and Pope are victims of their own success in that first year.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, Pope is going at this. Jaden Quains, this is their best player. They brought him back.
Their best player.
And they brought him back too early from that ACL, so now he's back out. Now, I can give Pope a little bit because the roster construction is not great. Jalen Lowe is your only point guard. Now he's out for the season. So It's going to be tough. Louisville, the offense is built around Michael Brown. If he's not playing and you've got other injuries on the team, then like Kenai Roots missed the last game with an illness. Ryan Conwell missed the Boston College game.
Yeah.
And Michael's out. So Yeah, you're going to struggle. That's not a knock on the coach. I don't care who the coach. You can have Red Auerbach in there. It's gonna be. You take
would not matter.
You take Bill Russell off those Red Auerbach teams and see where they are. I mean, that's just what it is. It's gonna be difficult.
I once Michael went out, I said, okay, until he gets back, they're going to struggle. It's not going to be. It's going to be up and down and fluid. If they could, but it's not been that big of a struggle. It's not as bad as it's being reported. So, or it appears to be. Are they losing games that they should win? I don't know. Virginia's a solid team. So should they have won that game? I don't know. Maybe not. Virginia's a good team. I mean, that's
because out of the teams that they've lost to, I
know
Virginia
and Duke.
Have this caveat. I did not see 1 second of that Stanford. I didn't see one second of that Stanford game that they lost. So excluding that game, the Virginia game is the only game that of these games that they lost since Michael's been out, where I was like, yeah, Michael could have made a difference. They probably would have won that game. They weren't going to beat Duke if Michael was there. They weren't going to beat Tennessee if Michael was there. And he was there for Arkansas, and they got blown out in that game. So,
yeah.
because a lot of people are like, oh, he's not coming. I don't know the situation. I keep hearing different stuff. And people are saying, oh, he's not coming back and getting ready for the draft. So I'm like, he hasn't done enough to, I mean, granted, the NBA always drafts on potential. But I'm looking at draft boards. He's sliding down the draft board. So he needs to play. He needs film.
There's nothing that I've heard.
What he's done in Louisville, because before he got hurt, he hadn't played well in the last 3 games before he got hurt anyway.
Right. There's nothing that I've heard that I would want to come to air with that I think is credible. I've heard a lot of rumors, and I'm sure you have.
I'm the same way. I hear stuff. I mean, I heard stuff from somebody that I trust literally at the game the other night. Yeah,
and I don't, and even with that, I don't feel comfortable saying any of that because I don't know if any of that's true. Right, but I'll just say this:
Pat Kelson says in the press conference.
And by the way, I agree with you, and I also think what you said is also true. He needs to play. If any of the rumors are true, then he needs to take control of his own future. He needs to play because you're not where you think you are, and it's not as great as you think it is. It's not. It's not, because I could see him easily now slipping right into the second round. Easily.
He won't slip that far because, like we said, they draft on potential. They draft on potential. He's not going to draft.
I agree with you. I agree with you that they draft on potential.
I mean, look at Kyrie.
Well, but this is different though because of the injury, and is the ceiling is high? That's the thing. I don't know with him.
We don't know.
Could be. It could be.
And because I use Kyrie as an example because so Kyrie got hurt. Did Kyrie even play in January? January,
I'm not sure he played another game after December.
Right, and he still when he the number 1 pick or close to it.
If he wasn't number 1, he was
And so, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing Michael to Kyrie.
Right.
I'm just saying that we've seen guys with injuries still get drafted early.
But right now, I think Mikal is as likely to go in the first 15 as he is to go in the top of the second round. Like I think that's his range.
I don't think he's still a first round pick. I don't think he'll follow the second round because for one, you got potential and size, and he can shoot, and
he can.
And with the length he has, I think he's still going to be a first round pick. Now,
you think so? Okay, all right.
He's a lottery pick if he comes back and plays. But
the
other part of that too, though, we've seen how the NBA does weird stuff. He could sit out the season, go and have a great combine, and he'll go back into he'll fall back into the lottery. I mean, that happens all the time. So
I hope he plays again. I really hope he plays.
Just from my brief encounters with him, just talking to him a few times that I have, I don't feel like he's the kid that does that just leaves his team out to dry. And if you see him over on the bench, he's engaged. He's applying the team. He's doing whatever he can on the bench. it is weird because sometimes he has the back brace on and sometimes he doesn't. And in the course of the game, not just from game to game, it's like in the first half he might have it on, the second half he may not, or vice versa. That part's weird, but he is engaged with his teammates, and like I said, when I've talked to him the few times I've talked to him, he's an extremely nice, respectful kid.
Yeah.
And does not seem like the type of kid that'll just leave his team out to dry. So
my only other
leave it at that.
Yeah, my only other shout out that I'd like to give is one that I have not heard given enough. And maybe it's because of the nature of his career and that his career is probably not over. It's just like a pause button. But I still want to give flowers and pause in this moment because I think it's necessary. And that's to Mike Tomlin.
Yes.
Class personified.
Yes.
And
he can coach my team anytime he wants to.
Oh my God. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. Once his name came up, I was like, I'm fine with either one. Either one of those would be phenomenal. Because that's class.
Yeah, because because if he's with your team, he actually has an organization that has a quarterback, which he has not had.
Which he has not had for quite some time.
I do not rule out him going to Baltimore. I don't rule that out.
I'm be honest.
I love it. I don't rule it out.
I love that.
I've been saying for years I was surprised that the Steelers didn't draft Lamar because Mike Tomlin ran Lamar's pro day. And they still kept on with Ben Roethlisberger.
I'll take it a step further. As aggressive as New York was to get John Harbaugh, I think Baltimore should be that aggressive to get Mike Tomlin. I think he is exactly what Lamar needs.
And they already have a relationship.
And
they obviously already have a relationship.
And they already have a relationship.
He ran his pro day.
Lamar needs someone that's going to believe in his Lamarness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Mike Tomlin.
And
he's not going to box him in.
What the rift was with Lamar and Harbaugh. Because as much as Lamar gets grief for his playoff record, and rightfully so to an extent, a lot of that was the Ravens would change their offense when they got in the playoffs.
Right.
Lamar hardly ran the ball.
Right.
No, the Falcons do need him. I don't want him there. I want him in.
No, I don't want him there either. No, with all due respect to you, Pastor. No, I want him. I want him with Lamar. I really want him with Lamar.
For the journalist in me who's always looking for the good storyline, Tomlin in Baltimore is the ultimate storyline.
That's the storyline. That is the storyline. When you saw the owner's reaction when he heard that he was free, he was like, "Oh."
That owner, by the way, he was like, that press conference was hilarious.
That's fantastic. It was gold, absolute gold. Okay, we got to get out of here. We do have to get out of here because he's leaving tomorrow, and you can't just be
Yeah, I haven't packed one thing yet.
Well, I wasn't going to say that publicly, but yes, I'm sure there's things that you need to do to get ready for this trip this weekend. But guys, it's going to be a phenomenal weekend. A phenomenal week. Divisional playoffs. You got the ramp up to the championship game on Monday. When we return, the ACC will either have a champion or a runner-up.
No shame in either.
Good. Right. Either way, it'll be good. Either way, it'll be good. But history will be made on Monday night. So I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you guys will enjoy your weekend, enjoy each other. And also, despite the state of our country, Monday will be Martin Luther King Day.
No matter how much certain people try to fight it.
Right now, it's trying to be erased. It's Martin Luther King Day, and we're going to acknowledge it as so. So shout out to the great Martin Luther King. We are here because of some of his efforts and the things that he did for all of us. So there you go. All right. That's it. That's all we got. Go Rattlers. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Cue the whistle.